business headlines this week. CHEP SA on strike for better working conditions. Informal settlement leaders slam anti-migrant remarks by Joburg Human Settlement MMC. And Parliament says that taxi-owning police are behind violence in the transport industry. More than 150 workers at CHEP SA have been on strike for the past 3 weeks, demanding wage increases and other benefits. Simunye Workers Forum, which supports them, is claiming that while workers are exploited and treated as second-class citizens, the CEO of CHEP is earning a fat salary and earns millions of rands in company shares. CHEP, the subsidiary of Brambles, is a logistics company that operates in all 9 provinces as it manufactures and rents out blue pallets and containers to customers across the consumer goods and other industries. The workers are calling for community support as they demand better working conditions.
Our demands, we want to be permanent at CHEP with all benefits. We have prioritized to only just stick to permanent and alternate benefits. Then it's something that we said we're going to speak with the employer when we're inside. The employer hasn't given us an offer that is better. The only thing that the employer doesn't want to commit to is the date to as when they're going to make the employees permanent. So that is our struggle as we are in this situation now.
The workers are demanding the increase of 2,500, a house scheme allowance for 5,000. They demand the CHEP company to provide them with the pay slip directly rather than outsourcing to the C-Force.
We have been trying to get hold of CHEP workers who are working in different provinces. We have printed pamphlets that workers have been on strike, and those planned from different provinces, we have distributed pamphlets. We have now created also a WhatsApp group where we are discussing possible solidarity.
Freedom Park and Thembelihle residents in Gauteng have slammed anti-migrant remarks by Johannesburg Human Settlements MMC Mlungisi Mabaso. Mabaso has been captured stating in a video that went viral that informal settlements with foreign nationals would not receive basic services. Community organizations Abahlali Basemjondolo, Freedom Park says the comments risk fueling xenophobia while scapegoating Johannesburg City's service delivery failures. Speaking to Uhuru News, the residents described life without basic services as unbearable.
We had to fight to get a service delivery, and obviously it affects us in terms of unemployment rate. It's very high, zero jobs, and health-wise, it's have a bad impact since we have this so-called VIP toilets that are not been dislodged at some point on time.
We did a lot of steps to ask for basic services. We toyed, we wrote memorandums, we wrote letters, we marched, we picketed, we wrote petitions. We even closed the roads, the economic roads, just to make sure that we enforce the government to bring these services. But there is a lack of service. Services are coming little bit by bit. We haven't done a social audit to give a case study of our informal settlement. How is the situation in informal settlement? And it was total disastrous.
Meanwhile, the community leaders have called out Mabaso on his xenophobic statements.
The comments of the MMC of Gauteng Housing or Human Settlement, Mr. Mabaso, has impacted on us or on organization and the community itself. I can say negatively, because one thing that we've been fighting for, we are an organization as Abahlali Base Freedom Park that is anti-xenophobic. So we've been trying to unite the community around common issues. Housing or water crisis doesn't only affect people who are the migrants or so-called the foreigners, as the Mabaso will call them. We've tried so much for the past, I think, 15 years to unite communities around common challenges. So it's a reversal of our struggle, and those comments, I think they they are putting us on a corner where the vultures who are always trying to divide us and taking opportunities will use such comments to divide organizations as such as Abahlali base Freedom Park.
E-hailing drivers are the targets of violence because some members of police and other law enforcement agencies are involved in the transport industry. This was revealed by the chairperson of Parliament's Transport Portfolio Committee, Donald Selamulela, during the Economic Cluster media briefing recently. Selamulela was responding to questions by transport stakeholders, including associations of e-hailing drivers and meter taxi drivers, amongst others. He promised tough action against the police who own or manage taxis.
The truth is, Honorable Chairs, transport issues are security issues. Therefore, we can't allow as a country a situation where some people can convene a roadblock on their own accord. And they sit there just convene a roadblock. That is why our call for law enforcement agencies to be hands on deck. But we have started to realize that there's already fiddling where you have those who are practitioners in the law enforcement space. It is becoming an issue now, are also part of managing and ownership on the other side. Therefore, when you put certain things, they are unable to enforce the law because it hits their pocket.
Meanwhile, e-hailing associations have called for regulation of the industry to ensure safety of the drivers.
We are confused. How come the government is allowing people to hold roadblocks when they are not authorized to do so? Even now, you pay amount of 1,500 trying to release your car. If not, they give you a couple of hours. If you don't fetch your car in that couple of hours, they will put sand on the engine of your car.
And that's all for this week. We'll be back next week with more social justice news.